yogi, welcome to my 50-minute good sleep yoga. I know there's nothing worse in the world when you can't sleep and you can't get any rest. So I created this flow to give you some release and to prepare you for a good sleep. All you're going to need for today are 2 blocks or books and maybe a huge pillow and a small one, whatever you have, and grab everything you need and I'll meet you right back on your mat. So please find a seat on your mat, easy cross, whatever suits you best. You can even sit on a pillow, turn on some gentle music, some candles, and find a seat, let your hands rest on your knees and close your eyes. Just for a moment, focus on your breathing. And try to slow down your breath with every inhale and exhale that you're taking. Feel how with every exhale your weight is dropping down, and it's kind of get a melting feeling. Allow yourself to be here. Allow yourself just to be and to breathe. These 15 minutes are just for you. Observe your breath. Does it come easily and freely, or do you feel restrictions and tightness in your chest, in your shoulders? Whatever sensation that you're feeling, let it come and let it pass. Soften your breathing in and out through the nose. You can keep your eyes closed or blink them open as you like. Bring your right hand to the mat, maybe flat or on the fingertips, and your left hand is reaching all the way up for a gentle side stretch. Your left arm is lengthening, you look up, stay grounded with your hip bones. Exhale, look down, come all the way up, we change the sides. Left hand to your mat, right hand is reaching over. Feel this gentle side stretch in your right side. Look up, inhale. Exhale, look down. And come all the way back up. Very good. Come into a tabletop position. You can roll over your shin bones. I'm turning sideways so you see me. Hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. And we come into a very gentle cat and cow. So with your inhale, you're gently arching your back, pressing your heart forward, rolling the shoulders back. And with your exhale, take your time, round your spine, tug your tailbone, and press the mat away. A few more like this. Take your time, inhale through the nose. Open your heart, look up, and with your exhale, you're rounding, navel towards spine, head comes almost in between your shoulders. And again, inhale, open your heart forward, roll the shoulders back, create space. And with your exhale, you're rounding, creating space navel towards spine. And then gently release your cat and cow. You're tucking your tailbones and you're tucking your toes and you come into a downward facing dog. So you're lifting your hips all the way up. Stay on your tippy toes, bend the knees and lengthen the spine. You can even bend your knees even deeper just to sit back, shift the hips up and back. Stay for a few breaths here. If you have the feeling you need to move, please find movement in your downward facing dog just to give the hamstrings a little bit of a release from left to right. And then find your downward facing dog. Even if your heels are touching the mat, try to lift them, bend the knees, and find more depth in your back and in your shoulders. With your next inhale, walk the feet forward, take your time, bend the knees, come forward, in between your hands, bend the knees deeply, come into a forward fold. You're folding forward, bend the knees as deep as you have to. You allow your belly to rest on your upper thighs, your head is heavy, you grab opposite elbows if it feels good. You can also let the hands hang or the fingertips touching the floor. Few breaths here. Relax and release your face muscles, especially in between your eyebrows, in your jaw. Let go of all the tension. Inhale, halfway lift. Come the halfway up. You can keep the knees bent if you like. Have a really long back, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold down again. Inhale, halfway lift. And with your exhale, bend the knees deeper, bring the fingertips to the floor, and your left foot moves to the back of your mat into a lizard lunge. Lower your left knee down. For this one, you can stay in, so you move your right foot to the outside. You can stay here without any props. If you feel you want to use some of them, you can use your blocks, for example, just to place your elbows on the blocks, half or full height. And you come into the stretch in your lizard lunge. Your right knee comes to your right shoulder. And you stay in this stretch. It should feel very simple, more restorative than really challenging. You can also use your pillow to support you. Let your head hang for a few more breaths here. Untuck the back toes. Allow the hips to sink into this pose. With your next inhale, you find your way back onto your hands. Remove the blocks to the side. Find pigeon pose on your mat. So your right foot is walking over to the left. Your shin bone comes to the floor. And it's really not about deepening the pose. It's more about finding a pose that suits and serves your body. If you like, use your pillow. I have a huge one. And come to lay down with your head, with your arms. Your hips are in one line. And you find a comfortable expression of this pose just for a few breaths here. Allow your hips to open up. Allow your thoughts and your mind to settle in. With your next inhale, slowly come all the way up. Move the bolster to the side, just for now. You sit to one side and bring your left leg all the way over your right thigh for a gentle twist. So your left elbow, so your right arm comes back, just for support. Your left hand comes back, wrong side. Your right arm comes up and you bring your right elbow in front of your left upper thigh. So you bring your right elbow in front of your left upper thigh. You can just let your hand rest. If you can, look over your left shoulder. Feel the gentle twist in your spine, in your upper spine. And then move back to the center. Release the pose. Left foot comes back the way you came in. Bring the hands to the floor and find your way back into a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, walk the feet forward again, in between your hands. Bend the knees, let yourself hang here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fall down. Someone's occupying my bolster. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees. Bring the fingertips to the floor. And now our right foot makes a big step to the end of the mat for our lizard lunge. Move your left foot to the outside. Lower the right knee down. And you choose if you like to have a bolster or, like in my case, 2 blocks. You can stand with your hands on the blocks or you bring your forearms to the blocks. Stay for a few breaths here. Your left knee connects with your shoulder. Stay here and breathe. Hips are in one line. You can untuck the back toes. Allow the hips to open up. Allow your right psoas to open up. And then slowly come all the way back up. Move the blocks to the side just for now. And we find pigeon pose. Walk the foot over to the right. It's my chance. I take my pillow back. Find a comfortable position. So this is more about being able to stay in a pose without feeling too much challenge or even pain. You should never feel pain. You should find a position in this posture that serves you, and you can stay here for more than 5 breaths. Let your head rest. Deepen your breathing, allowing yourself to let go of everything that is not serving you in a good way. Slowly come out of the pose. Walk yourself up and you remove the bolster. Swing the right leg over to the left side for a twist. So you place your right foot on the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, your right arm comes back and your left arm reaches up. Left elbow in front of the right thigh for your twist. Find your expression, gentle twist. Sit upright, and if you can, look over the right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale to deepen. And then come back to center. Release the pose. Move your right leg back. Find downward facing dog. Very good. Downward facing dog. Long spine. Just one breath here, and then bring your knees to the floor. We sit to one side, swing your legs in front of you, and you find Halasana on your back. Please do this very gentle. Keep your hands on your lower back for support, and if your feet are not touching the floor behind you, bring the knees to your forehead. Alright, you're moving your hips all the way up and back. And if your feet are not touching, please bring the knees to your forehead. Hands are on your lower back. Breathe here. Slowly with control, lower vertebra by vertebra, your back down to the mat. Knees into your chest. Hold on to the back of your thighs. Come up in a seat. Roll yourself up. We find a forward fold. You can do this by just hugging yourself, arms below the knees, or if you like, you can also use a pillow. This is a big one, below the knees, and just allow your head to rest on your knees. You can even bring your arms below the knees. And just what we did in Halasana almost, we do now seated. Inhale, move yourself all the way up, and we find our final pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. So place the pillow that you have on your mat. You can even use a second one or blocks below it. You sit in front of your pillow. Knees are facing upwards, knees are bent. You come to lay down on your pillow, melt open, arms to the side if you like, and your knees are opening into this butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. And for support, you can use your blocks on each side. So you're supporting your knees from opening too much. Arms to the side. We stay here. It's the final pose of this class. Open your heart and imagine yourself as melting down over this bolster. Feel your breath moving through your body. If you're already really sleepy, you can just stay here. Otherwise, I will bring you out of this pose. Bring movement in feet and ankles. Bring the knees all the way up. Close your legs. Come up into a seated position on your mat. Bring the hands onto your heart, close your eyes. I hope you feel really sleepy right now. Relaxed, muscles released. And you have a really good night tonight. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.